Campaigning is taking place across England ahead of local and mayoral elections next week. And in the run-up to the polls, we are speaking to some of the BBC's local political reporters who have important elections on their doorstep. Tonight, we're in Devizes in Wiltshire and St Ives in Cornwall to find out more about the issues that are likely to feature in the upcoming campaign. In a moment, we'll be hearing from Dan O'Brien in Devizes. But first, Seb Noble is in St Ives.
Yes, Sophie, good evening from St Ives. Now, this historic fishing town's more famous these days for its second homes. There are more than 14,000 across Cornwall in total, and that reduces available housing and inflates prices in a low-wage area. Cornwall Council's now started charging double council tax on second homes to raise more money and to encourage owners to sell up. But will that work, and should that extra money be ring-fenced to provide more affordable housing? Big issues at these elections here. Well, the Conservatives won the council back in 2021, but historically Cornwall's tended to be under no overall control. And that's very much the expectation again this time around, with 7 different parties contesting seats here. So it's going to be a case of how those final numbers stack up, which will determine who's in power in Cornwall for the next 4 years.
And to Wiltshire now, Dan O'Brien in Devizes.
Good evening, Sophie. Welcome to the Kennet and Avon Canal in the heart of Wiltshire, a county which has been dominated politically by the Conservatives since these Canehill locks in Devizes were still used for transporting goods. On the face of it, it may look like a safe Conservative council, and it's one the Tories are really proud of. Kemi Badenoch, their leader, recently describing it as the flagship of their fleet because it's avoided the sort of spending cuts many councils have had to make. But make no mistake, the Conservatives are worried about Wiltshire this year. Their main opponents, the Liberal Democrats, sniff a real opportunity to take control for the very first time after their local success in the general election last year, and combine that with the threat to the Tories of Reform UK standing candidates in all 98 of the Wiltshire seats for the very first time. Now, Labour tend to have a smaller presence in Wiltshire. They, along with the Greens, are fielding candidates in fewer than half the seats, and some parts of this county have real form for picking independent candidates. But for all the big ideas and controversies of modern politics at the moment, what is the one thing campaigners say keeps coming up on the local doorsteps? It's the potholes.
Dan O'Brien and Seb Noble, thank you both. And for more information about the elections and to find out who's standing in your area, you can go to the BBC website to get all the information that you will need.